You wanted more, and you got it. Here's another bunch of Switch 1 games tested on Switch 2 that hit 60 FPS. Many of these get some boosts to their performance, among other things, when played on the new system. Plus we got a game that goes beyond 60 FPS. This is the 5th video in our 60 FPS Switch 1 games on Switch 2 series, and it's kinda crazy that we've found so many so far. We've been digging and found some more. One of the first set of games to get a dedicated Switch 2 update, Clubhouse Games' 51 Worldwide Classics, is 60 FPS on Switch 2 as expected. There's no hicks to the performance or whatsoever, and I believe that already was the case for the game on Switch 1. That said, the loading times are very fast on Switch 2, and in handheld mode, the game gets boosted from 720p to 1080p, which is the max resolution of the Switch 2 screen. Additionally, the game gets a brand new feature, which is Game Share. With Game Share, with just one copy of the game, you can actually share the game to other Nintendo Switch 1 and 2 consoles through local and online multiplayer sessions. Basically, it's like a modern version of the old DS download play feature from many years ago. That's actually pretty neat and a nice addition to this.
Koi Koi. Four lights with rain. Moon viewing. Finish.
Disaster Report 4, Summer Memories, was a bit of, well, a disaster on the original Switch. It was pretty bad. The performance and frame rate was poor, and resolution-wise, I don't know exactly what it was, but the game was pretty blurry, so I figure it was pretty low in that regard. On Switch 2, the frame rate is uncapped, so we get much higher frames than before. And while it only seems to hit 60 FPS during cutscenes at the moment, considering that cutscenes are a big part of this adventure game, I think most will gladly take that increase. That said, the rest of the exploring segments still operates at higher than 30 FPS, so that's actually pretty good too. Also, the resolution for the game seems much higher on Switch 2 when the game is played in docked mode and in portable mode. While the textures themselves would need an update or a patch to be more detailed, this overall is still a heck of a bump up from where it was on Switch 1. And this is all without any patches or updates. The game is actually playable now. I've talked about the visual and performance boosts that Dragon Quest Builders 2 gets on Switch 2 a few times on this channel already, but what about the very first game? After some testing, I'm able to confirm that the game hits 60 FPS much more consistently on Switch 2. On Switch 1, it's actually pretty inconsistent in regards to hitting 60 FPS. Unfortunately though, resolution-wise, the game still caps out at 720p in both docked and portable play. The game is hard capped at that. But hey, the frame rate being more consistent is something I'll definitely take here in the time being, so I'm personally happy with that at the very least. Still though, I would love to see an update for this, though I doubt it'll ever happen. Easy Come, Easy Golf, the golf game from Clap Hands, which was the developer who worked on most of the Hot Shots Golf, otherwise known as the Everybody's Golfs games, just got a major update for the game for Switch 2. First of all, you can play the game at 60 FPS now, and you can enable that in the settings. Additionally, loading times for the game have been reduced. Finally, the patch includes some gameplay and UI adjustments. The game looks great and plays great on the new system. I actually didn't even know this game existed until I heard about the update, and I gotta say, I'm pleasantly surprised. The game is a lot of fun, with a nice amount of content, and the game has a lot of stuff you can unlock. Plus, it's only $19.99 on the eShop too. It's cheap to get. This game is definitely worth checking out on Switch 2.
Just like that. Great! Nice birdie.
Now FANTASIAN Neo Dimension on Switch 2 seems to address the one thing that I found as a flaw with the Switch version, that being the load times. They were pretty long for this game on the original system. When the game is played on Switch 2, it's much faster to get into battles now. That alone helps to improve the experience. Beyond that, it's still 60 FPS, and it's locked to that without any hiccups.
Warp already!
Oh, he vanished.
Warp successful. Oh, Master Leo dropped something.
Uh-oh.
Gimmick Special Edition is another one of those rare games that without any dedicated Switch 2 patch, it'll run at 1080p, the max resolution of the Switch 2 screen. Most Switch 1 games currently will tap out at 720p, which was the max resolution of the original Switch. I thought that was kinda neat to discover. Hollow Knight Silksong. Yes, the game actually exists, it's out now, and we're actually able to play it. Now when you get the game off the eShop, that being the Switch 1 version, you can actually download a free upgrade to the Switch 2 version. So what does the Switch 2 version get you? Well, first of all, it allows for 120Hz support for compatible TVs and monitors, as well as support for the 120Hz Switch 2 screen. Basically, it allows you to play the game at higher frame rates than 60 FPS, and man, is it glorious. The only caveat with it is that it will cap your max resolution at 1080p if you opt to enable the 120Hz setting. In handheld play, you can play the game at the max resolution of the screen and still enable 120Hz. Even at 1080p, the resolution still is higher than what it is on the original Switch, which on Switch 1, the game will cap out at 720p both in docked and portable play. Now in docked play on Switch 2, if you prefer a higher resolution than 1080p, then the game will cap the frame rate to 60 FPS. Now beyond the frames and resolution, the game also sees its loading times pretty much cut in half on Switch 2. It's all good stuff here, and again, the upgrade is completely free for those who own the original Switch version. So even if you don't own a Switch 2 yet, you'll be able to experience the upgrade perks down the line for no additional cost when you do manage to get one. I'm sure you're already aware that Kirby and the Forgotten Land recently got the upgrade / expansion pack called Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Star-Crossed World. First of all, this upgrades the game's frame rate to 60 FPS, plus it contains a resolution bump for HD-compatible TVs and monitors, as well as it bumps the handheld resolution to 1080p. Textures look better too, so basically the game has received the full treatment in terms of enhancement visual boosts. The main game looks great now, better than ever. The catch is you need to spend $19.99 or the equivalent to that in your region to get it, but at the very least, you get the new Star-Crossed World expansion. This adds 12 new levels that take advantage of the Switch 2's power. There's lots of sparkling and lighting and reflection effects in these levels that make them super pretty. Also, there's new stuff like figures to collect, missions to complete, and a new challenge that will put your skills to the test. Overall, I think the package is worth it if you like Kirby in the Forgotten Land or just need a reason to experience it on Switch 2. I personally have had a blast with it. I was a bit surprised when I got to test Mario Tennis Aces on Switch 2. When docked, the game looks really clean when you're playing matches. It's crisp, clear, and of course 60 FPS. More importantly though, in handheld mode, the game looks great too. It looks pretty clear. I was worried that it might look a little bit blurry, but no, the game looks great in portable play, even without a dedicated Switch 2 patch or update for it. That aside, loading times are even faster now, which were fast to begin with. But yeah, they are super fast now. The only thing I've noticed about the game is that in adventure mode, when the characters appear on screen for like the text talking segments, the models appear a little bit lower res. That's built into the game. We would need an update to kind of fix that. That all aside, it's some pretty good stuff here. The game looks and plays great on the new system. It's definitely worth checking out.
Match point.
Up we go!
Game, set, and match. Receiver.
One Piece Unlimited Gold Red Deluxe Edition looked great on the original Switch, and it's pretty much the same way here. 60 FPS, without a doubt, smooth performance and all that. I don't think the game gets any major boosts here, beyond just faster loading times. But to be fair, I don't think the game really needed a major boost. I think the game looks and plays great, and I just wanted to point that out here in this video. Extremely goofy Switch indie game, Rain on Your Parade, is a game that we get to play as a cloud that, well, rains on everything obviously. Anyway, the game hits 60 FPS on Switch 2 even when things get pretty chaotic. On Switch 1, even though the frame rate was uncapped, it could have difficulty hitting that target. It does so here without any problems. I've had some requests about testing these Sega Ages games on Switch 2, and pretty much there's no differences here. There were some incompatibility issues initially, but they have since been fixed. So beyond that, they pretty much play as they were intended, from what I can tell. No differences whatsoever. Yes, that even includes Sega Ages Virtua Racing and Sega Ages Outrun. Super Mario Party, the first Mario Party game on the original Switch, is 60 FPS locked on Switch 2, there's no question about that. And the loading times are super fast. It's a good looking, snappy experience on the new system, without a doubt. Now the game could use a resolution bump in portable mode though, but I doubt they'll ever do an update for this game, since Nintendo's pretty focused on the latest Super Mario Party game, Super Mario Party Jamboree.
Oh yeah!
You got a star.
I just want to quickly point out here that all the voices of the cards games, all 3 games, seem to be rock solid on Switch 2. They play at 60 FPS locked without a doubt. They're also pretty super fast with the loading times are around.
Let's do this.
It seems like the Yu-Gi-Oh games are better on Switch 2 as well. For Legacy of the Duelist, the frame rate seems locked at 60 FPS, but the most important thing is the loading times. They have been greatly reduced. This makes the game much faster to get into and play. The other Yu-Gi-Oh game I was able to test was the free-to-play game Master Duel, and the performance does seem better in that one on Switch 2. The game was a little bit hit or miss in that department on Switch 1, but here it's pretty smooth. Just like the previous game, the loading times have been reduced too, which is always a plus. And there you go, more 60 FPS Switch 1 games on Switch 2. For those who have yet to see the other videos of the series, please make sure to check them out. I'll have links to all those videos down below. You'll definitely want to check them out if you're interested in which Switch 1 games just play better on Switch 2. In the meantime, make sure you're subscribed and notifications turned on so you do not miss out on any future videos. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I'll catch you soon on the next video.